Hey guys, I'm Marissa and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm sharing with you our February 2021 budget with me video, showing you our actual household budget for February and how we plan to spend or save every single dollar that we're bringing home. But before we get into it, I want to let you guys know that the budget template I am using is one that you can get yourself on my shop. I will have a link to it down below. It's an instant download. You can use it in Excel or Google Sheets or Numbers or whatever platform you may be using. This is the monthly budget that I use every month and I have been using for years. So hope that you guys would find that to be helpful. And without further ado, let's get into the budget. So the first section that we have here in the budget is for income. I have my husband Jacob's income blocked out as well as my income, but I'll tell you guys a little bit about what we do. So we're a family of three. It's my husband, myself, and our 8-month-old son, Peter. And my husband works in marketing, and then I work for an employer, but at a measly 5 hours a week, so it's very part-time, but I do receive a little bit of paycheck for that. And then everything else that I do for my income is through my business. So I have that blocked out, but I do show you my business income, which is $7,000 this month. I plan to pay myself a salary of $7,000. And so you're probably looking at our grand total of income as $7,836.10, and you're like, Marissa, does your husband make $0? Here's what we're doing. Right now, we are maxing out our HSA, which is our health savings account, for 2021. So basically, my husband is contributing to the HSA with these first few paychecks of 2021 to fully max that out, which is $7,200 for the year. So we're doing that with these first few paychecks, and then all of his remaining paychecks for the year will be much higher. So that is why it looks like he's not really taking anything home this month, and that's because he isn't taking home very much this month. And also, I will say all of the income that we have in our budget is our take-home pay. So this is everything after taxes, which we pay a lot in taxes, as well as like 401k contributions, insurance, HSA contributions, all of those things. So the money that you will see in our budget is all of our take-home pay after taxes. So this month of income is actually a little bit lower because my husband isn't taking home very much, but that's why I decided to actually increase my salary from my business, because my business is just me, and so I pay myself a salary out of that. I decided to make it a little bit higher for right now because my husband is taking home less because of the HSA, which all goes to show you, like, when you are married, it's not like his money or her money. We have combined finances, and we just look at it as Jacob's paycheck is helping take care of our HSA family goals, mine's helping take care of our mortgage goals, but it's just like all together in one pot. So anyway, that's just my little tidbit on combined finances. So we use a zero-based budget, which means all of our income equals all of our expenses, or our expenses and savings, all the money out. So now to show you how we plan to spend every single dollar in our budget this month. Again, it's a little bit of a lower income month because of that, but I think we're still going to have a great month. So let's see. First we have is our tithe. We are Christians and we believe in giving to our church and other organizations. So our tithe here is 10% of our take home that we have going toward our church tithe. So that is $783.61. Next we have is African New Life. We sponsor 2 children in Rwanda with African New Life, and that is at $78 a month. And then we have missions. We support another missions organization, which is $40 each month. Next we have is our mortgage, and that is $23.9860, as it is always. And this includes the principal and interest, taxes, insurance, and PMI that we have on our loan. So all that together is $23.9860 as per usual. Next we have is our HOA. We are part of a neighborhood with an HOA, and so we have to pay $121.46 each month, so it is what it is. Next we have is water and sewer, which I'm just going to guesstimate. This is around $93.85. I think this is what it was previously last month, so that's about what I have estimated on how much it'll be. I'm making this video in the end of January, but I haven't found out exactly how much this bill will be yet. Same thing with natural gas. We use natural gas for the heat in our home as well as cooking, like our stove is natural gas and everything. So this should be maybe around $40-ish. We'll see. Then we have trash. We pay our trash every other month, so this month is a trash month, and that is $58.72. Next we have is electric. And so since our house is heated with natural gas, electric is all of the lights that we have on in our home, which all those studio lights that I have here, and anything else that we have plugged in. So that is $40-ish a month. Again, I don't know exactly yet. Internet we have at $49.95. I actually am not sure exactly what this will be in the month of February. Let me tell you a quick little story about our internet. Our internet bill ended up being a lot more than what it was previously. Like, it always was $49.95, but it recently went up to be like $70. And I was like, what happened? So I reached out to our internet provider, and I was like, why did our internet go up? And they're like, oh, you had like a 1-year trial and that expired. And I said, oh, is there any way that we could possibly get our internet lowered? And they were like, let's see what's happening. And so they looked at it and they're like, oh, actually we can get it down to, I think they said it was going to be like $35 a month. And I was like, okay. I was like, is that for the same speed internet that we currently have? And they said, oh, it's faster speed. I was like, okay, sure, I guess we'll do that. So it should soon be like $35 a month, which is great. But I think it's like leveling out because of when I called and made that adjustment. It's going to be like, I think it's not going to be until March that it starts being $35. So anyway, that is just my little reminder to call up or chat with your utility providers, internet, whatever, and see if they can reduce your bill. I wasn't at all mean and I didn't threaten to leave them or anything. I just simply asked if there was any way that I could lower my bill, and they basically cut it in half of what they were charging me. So it doesn't hurt to just be nice and ask. Next we have is phones, and this is for my cell phone and my husband's cell phone at $117.33. And then we have insurance. This is our car insurance, and this should be around $128 a month. We have a 2013 RAV4 and a 2013 Corolla. Next we have is life insurance. We have a life insurance policy on myself and my husband Jacob, and that is at $52.98. And next we have is groceries at $350 a month, and this is pretty standard of what we tend to spend on groceries. Then we have eating out at $100. We haven't been out to eat, you guys, like actually sat down at a restaurant since Valentine's Day of 2020. So we still aren't planning to go out and sit down at a restaurant because all of them are still closed where we live in Portland. But we have allocated $100 for takeout and those sorts of things. What is life gonna be like whenever I like sit down at a restaurant again? I can't even fathom it. Okay, next we have is gas. And so we spend about $40 a month on gas because you know why, we don't go anywhere. And next we have is fun. Oh, I'm gonna take this out. I made like a new budget thing for 2021 and I added in $50 of fun. And unfortunately, there's nothing fun to do right now because, like I said, everything is locked down. So I'm going to take that out. Hopefully we'll get to do something fun soon. So I'll take that out, and then you'll see we're going to have to adjust that later on in this budget. Next we have is miscellaneous. I have $100 of miscellaneous budgeted. There's always something random that comes up, and so I give myself $100 in miscellaneous to spend however we need to when that comes up. Next we have is $50 for our Peter fund. So like I said, my son's name is Peter, and we are saving $50 a month into a brokerage account, and we are going to save this up, and our goal is to be able to gift this to him someday to help him with like a car purchase or a wedding, and like even maybe like helping him with the down payment on a house someday. So right now we're doing $50 a month into that, and hopefully we'll be able to gift him some things later on in life. And then we have $1,000 this month going to our Roth IRAs. We are working on maxing out 2 Roth IRAs in 2021, one for myself and one for my husband Jacob. And so we have $1,000 a month going to that, and that'll max them out for 2021. Then we have $200 a month going to Peter's college savings plan. We have a 529 college savings plan opened with the state of Oregon, which is where we live. And so that's what we have scheduled to be deducted to go to him. Next we have is our extra mortgage, which right now we have $368.11 budgeted towards extra mortgage. So this is our next big financial goal that we're working on. Right now we are completely debt-free besides our mortgage. And we also have an emergency fund, and we're working on investing. And so we want to work on paying down our mortgage. And I think that there's just a lot of freedom that can come with having a paid for house. I recently did a video talking about like the reasoning of why we're planning to do that. So I'll leave a link to that video up above here so you can check that out. But yeah, so kind of right now, every extra dollar that we have in our budget is going towards the extra mortgage, which right now this month, I've kind of paid myself out of the business just enough of what we need to cover our main expenses and like the regular investments that we have like scheduled to come out, but not towards our like big financial goals. So that's why this amount is just a little bit lower, but when we have higher income months, hopefully we'll be able to put even more towards the mortgage. So that is our normal expenses. And now to move in to show you our savings items for February. So the first thing that we have here is our emergency fund line item. And like I said, we have a fully funded emergency fund of $25,000. And then we have Jacob. Jacob gets $150 a month in personal spending money. And I actually love having this in our seeking funds section of our budget because it allows us to be able to save up that money every month if we want to buy something like bigger, or we could spend it. I did a whole video talking about sinking funds. I'll leave a link to that up above. That's probably like the most asked question I get, and I feel like I answered it every time. But the way we work our sinking funds is I don't have a bank account per sinking fund. I know that a lot of people do, but I prefer not to do that. So the way that it works is I have all these sinking funds, and I have my budget spreadsheet here, and I have this all blocked out because I haven't showed you our January budget report. But I have an ending balance amount for each sinking fund, and I just take the grand total of all of those and I keep that in one savings account in my bank, and then I use my budget spreadsheet to know how much is in each fund. So that's practically how I work our sinking funds. I am not so detailed that I need to have like a fund, like have a different bank account per fund necessarily, but I know a lot of people work that way, and that's awesome, and you can totally set up your sinking funds that way. Next we have is my money. So I get a $75 of personal spending money. You're probably like, Marissa, why does Jacob get twice as much as you? Honestly, since the pandemic, I just haven't spent a lot of money on things because I used to like to go like get my nails done or go on like random Target shopping trips or go out to lunch with friends, all of which don't happen anymore. So I don't really spend money. So I brought mine down to 75 and Jacob's up to 150 so that he could partake in some other like money spending hobbies that he wanted to do. So next we have is extra giving. We put $50 a month into an extra giving fund, and we love having this because it allows us to say yes to additional giving opportunities if they come up. And so I love putting money into our extra giving fund. And then we have a gifts fund, which is new for us this year. So we're putting $50 a month into a gifts fund, and we can use this for like family birthday gifts, or Valentine's Day is this month. Jacob, if you're watching this, Valentine's Day is this month. Or we could also use this to like gift friends things for baby showers, which is something that we have been doing a lot recently because a lot of our friends are in that same stage. So we put $50 a month into our gifts fund. Next we have is our vacation fund. We put $400 a month into the vacation fund. We are planning to go to Hawaii. We were planning to go in May, but I don't think that's going to be happening. But instead, hopefully this fall, we're going to go to Hawaii this year. We're going to go this year. So $400 a month saving up for that trip and additional trips because we are ready to travel a whole lot. Next we have is Christmas. We're putting $100 a month into our Christmas fund, and that way when December rolls around, Christmas will be covered. We'll have all the money set aside that we need there. Then we have medical. We're putting $100 into a medical fund each month. So we have, like I said, we have an HSA, a health savings account, but this year we're actually using that more as like an investment because you can keep that money in there like through retirement and use it for medical expenses. So we are planning this year, anytime we have to pay for a medical expense out of pocket, we're planning to just pay for it out of pocket and use our like medical sinking fund instead of our health savings account. So we put $100 a month into the medical fund. Next we have is car insurance at $75 each month, and that way we can cover any sort of car repair or maintenance if it comes up. Then we have house maintenance at $375 each month. We have taken 1% of our overall house value to save every year. So we took our house value, took 1% of that and divided it by 12, and that is $375 each month that we need to save for house maintenance costs. And that is just a rule of thumb that I had heard, and we do have a newer house, and so we haven't really had to spend a whole lot on house maintenance, which I'm grateful for. But if anything ever came up, then we'd have the money set aside and we could use for house maintenance costs. Then we have our household fund at $100. This covers things like toilet paper, paper towels, laundry detergent, soap, like any other household products that we may have to get. Then we have $100 into the baby fund. Like I said, we have an 8-month-old, so things like diapers, clothing, toys, all other kinds of baby supplies we will take out of our baby fund here. So we have a total of $1,575 that we are putting into our sinking funds here. And you can see our total out is $77.86.10. And the way that we have our budget set up, like I said, is a zero-based budget. So all of our income should equal all of our expenses. And I have this handy dandy formula down below here that says the difference, and it should be zero. And remember, we took out that $50 fun line item, so my budget now is not balanced. So I'm going to put that $50 up in our extra mortgage fund line item because that is the goal that we're working on. So real-time budget updating here. That's now going to be $418.11. And now our budget is complete and we are ready for February. So don't forget, if you want to get this budget template with all of its formulas and all of its goodness, you can check it out with the link in the description box down below. Also, leave me a comment. Let me know what is one thing that you were excited to work on for your finances in February. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.